Laurie here from Unique in the Creek. Say hello, hello, hello when you come in. Hi, everybody. Hi. I think I'm streaming. I don't see any eyeballs yet. Huh. Oh, thank you, Michelle. Hi, Teresa. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Hi, I'm just popping on. Didn't send out a thing or anything. I just felt like crafting. I just felt like sitting on in my little dungeon area down here and crafting with you guys. So I even have a forward facing screen. So it's just you and I crafting. I'm going to do a very simple flower. I love doing flowers. Flowers are literally my very favorite wreath to make. You don't have to, there's no fuss and muss with the ribbons and making a bow and all that stuff. You just pick out the prettiest mesh and fold petals. I have a whole grocery bag here of petals I made while I was watching TV upstairs. Trying to. Hello, hello, Ruthie on YouTube. Hi, everybody. Oh, seems like I'm frozen there. Hi, Barbara Davis. I haven't seen you in a while. Oh, and Jane Bro. Hi, everybody. So I'm just going to do, I want to do a breast cancer awareness flower. I know Liz did one yesterday, and I absolutely love pink. And I haven't done a flower in so long that I decided I was going to do a pink one. Now, what inspired me to do a breast cancer one is Dave had brought these home for me a couple weeks ago. Look at these ball picks. They are so fun. They are, I think they're yarn, if I'm not mistaken. They are yarn balls of light pink, dark pink, and white. And they have a sparkle to them. Like there's a sparkle on them. And of course, when I see this, I think of breast cancer awareness because of the colors. And I thought these balls would make a fabulous wreath center. Almost kind of like a poinsettia when we do the balls for the poinsettia. But I thought these would look fabulous. So this pick is XS123138. And I think this would be a great wreath if you know somebody that's battling the battle. I think this flower wreath, it's going to be very simplistic. I'm just using the Dean Michael petal, like very basic, back to basics. Using the large board, I'm using, I had a quarter of a roll of this darker pink poly burlap. So yes, I did wood burn my poly burlap mesh that I'm using tonight, okay? As much as it pained me, I actually did it. And so I had a quarter of a roll, not even a quarter, less like a quarter, and I still have some left. I only cut 8 pieces of this little bit of a darker pink. I don't know if you can even see on the camera. This is a lighter pink and this is just pink. So this is light pink, this is just pink, and I think there's another pink, a more fuchsia pink in the poly burlap. I happen to have these already open. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to cut 8 pieces of this darker pink, and I'm going to use those 8 pieces on row 3. And then the rest of it, I'm going to use just light pink. So you're just going to see that little bit of a slightly different color pink on row 3. And then I'm going to glue these really fabulous balls in the center for a flower center. So let's see how it works. There is 5 there's 5 balls on here. So technically, if I do the row 5, all 8 pieces are all 8 on row 5. The balls will sit in there nicely. So I am using the large board. Okay. I've preloaded the normal holes on row 2, normal holes on row 3. I still have a few here just to show you guys. So normal holes on row 3, normal holes on row 4, and row 5 I still have to finish loading the board, but I'll do that near the end. Hello everybody. Thanks Tina. Hello, hello. So if you're just new, oh hi Melissa. Hi Aunt Marilyn. I don't know which one's watching, but hi both of you. So you're going to take your zip tie. I just use a 18 pound zip tie. It is 6 inches long. These ones happen to be gray. They're special color ordered just for Unique in the Creek, because when you flip it over, it matches the board. So it keeps everything nice and neat, especially when you're selling it, right? So what you're going to do is to preload your board. Again, like I said, I'm going back to the basics. Take your zip tie. I go down one hole, back up the other, and you want the flat part of your zip tie facing the tail. So there is a flat side to the zip tie head. So when you bring that tail to the flat part and you just pull it a little bit like that, it locks, okay? If you try and do it backwards, it's not going to lock and you're going to have a really tough time putting it together. So if you're having a tough time putting it together, chances are when you look down, it's probably backwards. I still do it like that, backwards. Another way you can load your board is I have this little bucket that I keep my clips in. You can flip your board upside down, take your zip tie, and you just pop them right into the hole. Thank you, Tina Kelly. Pop them right in the hole. When you're popping them in the hole, you want the flat part of the zip tie facing inward into the middle. That way when we flip it over, the zip ties will be able to be done up properly. So then you can just do them up. And like I said, just do them up till you hear that zipping sound. There it is. All right, so this is called preloading the board closed, because a lot of the flowers, we do preload the board closed. Okay, so here is my board. There's the back. If you want to screenshot it, it's just the normal holes on row 2, 3, 4, and we're going to do 5. So the petal, simple DeMichael petal. Like I said, I did wood burn it. This is a 10 by 10 piece. If you are using poly burlap, especially poly burlap, and you want to do a flower petal, if you sneeze on poly burlap, it will fray. Okay, so you do have to use a wood burning tool. Looks something like this. I do have a quick how-to video on our YouTube channel on how to wood burn different meshes. Okay, you can wood burn any kind of mesh except one that has like real jute in it. Okay, like a burlap strip through it. That won't cut through, the wood burner won't cut through the mesh, the jute. But it cuts like butter, like my friend says, through poly burlap. So you do want to heat seal the edges, and that prevents the heat, prevents the rest of the these little string fibers from pulling off, and it gives you a nice finished edge. Okay, if you don't wood burn them, you're going to have all kinds of strings coming off. You may like that look, especially if you're doing like a rustic, it's like a rustic sunflower or something. You may like it, but with poly burlap, even the wind blowing will keep shredding it. So eventually it won't be a petal. It'll just be a whole bunch of strings. So just be forewarned, okay? All right, so this is my 10 by 10 piece. All right, I'm gonna use it curl up. Sorry, if I'm looking over there, I am just looking at your comments. Hi everybody, if you wouldn't mind sharing this, I would greatly appreciate it. All right, so we got curl up. Why might I say that? When you go bing, it curls up. Good analogy, right? Bing. All right, turn it into a diamond shape. Now, I always teach that I have the factory edge on the left. So you'll see this factory finished edge on the left, and then on the bottom right. When I make flowers, I always do it the same. Unless I'm wanting, I shouldn't say that, because unless I'm wanting for like the Bubba petal, if I'm wanting it to curve a different way, then sometimes you have to turn it so the finished or the cut edge is on the top left. But 99% of the time, top left, bottom right. Right hand is got my tattoo. So if you're following along, what you're going to do is take your top corner. Oh, you're welcome, Tammy. Take your top corner, bring it down to your bottom corner. Okay, and you want to match this up so that the two corners are right on top of each other, so they look like one uniform piece. Now, I like to clip it to hold that piece. Now, I just wanted to mention, because it just popped in my head, I do have another way to do Dean Michael petals without wood burning. You just use more mesh. And I called that the double Dean. I really like those, but I don't really like to do the double Dean with poly burlap, only because poly burlap is kind of expensive. It's on the higher end of your scale on cost-wise for mesh for wreath making. So 10 inches is good. You can do a double Dean with the poly burlap. It looks fabulous. You don't have to wood burn. Everything's always perfectly even, but you do use a lot more mesh. So I just wanted to throw that out there, because I, for one, hate wood burning. I hate it. But when you want to make a superior product, you sometimes have to do what you hate. All right. Okay, so we have this triangle shape. Okay. So I like to flip my triangle point to the left because I'm right-handed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this corner and I'm going to bring it, fold it in about 3 inches. And it doesn't have to be precise, but if you're a measurer, I bring that corner in about 3 inches and I put a clip on it. Okay. Then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to fold in that corner again. Oh, hi, Patsy Hazelwood. Hi, Tina. Hi, everybody. Okay, so I'm going to flip that in again, and you can measure, if you want, from your mat or your ruler or whatever, 3 inches. And this is what we have, okay? Kind of looks like the top of an envelope. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the corner here, and I'm going to pinch right along the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take my clip off, and I bring that last corner in for 5. Okay, so this is the back of your petal. Now, what you can do is you can take this, I call it a nub, this end of your petal. You can take it and slide it right into your zip tie. This is why we preload them. Take it right in and pull it nice and tight. Once it's in there, you can then take your clip off, and then you're going to get right underneath here, and you're going to kind of round it out and making sure that it's still looking like one uniform piece. Okay. Now, I'm not a perfectionist. There's a lot of people that do this exact flower, and theirs petals are like on point. I'm not as that bad. So, but there we go. So that's how you do your petal. I'm going to do a few more. Again, 10 by 10, turn it into a diamond, factory edge, top left, bottom right. We're going to bring that top corner. You guys can see okay, right? Bottom to the bottom corner. I never normally do a front facing. I always do over top, but this really isn't a tutorial, even though my mind mode is always in teaching mode. So even if I just want to fool around and I end up teaching anyways. Anyways, okay. So we got our triangle shape. Okay. I flip it to my left, the point, bring that corner in about 3 inches. I put a little clip. And then I bring this one in about 3 inches, and then we're going to go right across 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So I count. That way each of the petals are, you know, the same. Now, if you want to pre-make your petals like I did, I threw them all in this little grocery bag while I was watching TV. You can take some clear rubber bands. They don't even have to be clear. You're not going to see these little rubber bands. So if you go to the dollar store and they only have black or multicolors, it really doesn't matter. Nobody's going to see it except for you. Now, if you buy flower kits from us, they always come with the clear rubber bands. But I'm going to take one of these and I'm just going to rubber band it on the bottom. Okay? And then I just kind of open it up. Okay, so there's the back, and you can see it kind of curves in a little. That just keeps the roundness of your petal. If you do that folding in a little bit, like 3 inches folding in, it takes the edges and kind of just brings it in a little more. It just looks a little more finished. And then you don't have a huge mess down here. Because if you go straight across just from corner to corner without folding them in, you're going to have like strings and everything hanging down. This folding it in at 3 inches just avoids the bit of mess. Then I'm going to take it and I'm going to pop it into my zip tie. Okay. Oh, all my petals just fell over. Oh, my knee is aching. I had a cortisone shot, cortisone and a gel shot today in my knee. Hello. Hi, Liz. I loved your pink flower yesterday that I decided I wanted to play around and make a pink flower for breast cancer. Anyways, yes, I had a gel and cortisone shot in my knee today. Ouch. Last one didn't hurt. This one hurt. The needle didn't hurt. The after effects hurt. Like it's kind of crampy and burny, but. So I did finally go, well, not finally, but I went back to the orthopedic surgeon. So if you've been following me, you know I have to have a knee replacement. So I went to the orthopedic surgeon today because, like, Iceland and our trip to Iceland and Scotland was amazing. It would have been even more amazing if I could walk properly. So I said to Dave, that's it. This is the last trip. I'm getting it done. So I went today and we talked. Doesn't it figure? He can't do my surgery. My knee is so screwed up. He can't do my knee surgery. I actually have to go to an orthopedic surgeon specialist to do my knee surgery. Because I have a screw and everything in my knee. So and I've had 9 surgeries on my knee, on my leg. So there's a lot of scar tissue in hardware, as he called it. So that was kind of depressing. So anyways, one good thing is my surgeon, he's awesome too. He's playing golf on Sunday with the orthopedic specialist. So they're going to talk about my case on Sunday over golf. So that was nice to hear. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Charlotte. Okay, so I'm doing 16 pieces of the lighter pink as I'm like chatting away here. Just going around, putting them right into the zip tie. Have you guys watched, you know what I'm binge watching? It's called The Morning Show on Apple TV. they got me hooked on it. When I was on the airplane, they give you free TV to watch and stuff. Well, of course, Apple TV was on there. So, and it's with Jennifer Aniston, Steve Carell, and I love Steve Carell, and Reese Witherspoon. And there's quite a few other well-known actors in it. Anyways, I was like addicted the first 3 episodes. Well, wouldn't you know it? They only give you 3 episodes on the airplane so that you have to go home and subscribe to Apple TV. So that's what I did. Good marketing for Apple. I hope I don't have to wait too long either. The fact that he's playing golf is a really good thing. It's a really good thing that so I have kind of a little bit of an in. And he does know I want to get it done in January. So, all right, so I'm going to cut the zip tie tails off. This is a zip tie gun. This is still the original zip tie gun I bought about 5 years ago. It's a metal one. It is on Laurie's Favorite Tools. And all you do is there's a little slit on here. You slide the gun thing in, pull the trigger, and it's tightening and cutting your zip ties at the same time. Now you want to make sure you get the metal one. The plastic ones are garbage, okay? So don't even waste your money on plastic ones. They're not very expensive. I think when I bought this, it was only like $14.99. I think they're maybe $19, $20 now. But like I said, this one I've had for, like, this is the original. Love it. Hi, Cheryl. All right, so that's we got. It's pretty big, isn't it? We have a diameter of, 28 inches. This is going to be fabulous. It's going to be fabulous. I love making flower wreaths. Don't make them enough. Okay, so row 3. Now I'm going to go in with those 8 pieces of the darker pink I have. Okay, I had a quarter of a roll left, so it's just a little bit darker, enough that you'll see the contrast. So again, same exact petal. I pre-made them. So I'm going to put one in. Now, row 3, the tip of the petal in row 3 should sit right between 2 petals on row 2. Okay, so to make your flower nice and neat, make sure you have that tip, that it's in between 2 of the petals on row 2. Okay, it just makes for a nicer flower wreath. Castor oil. Really? Huh. Thought that was just for when you want to have a baby quicker. So you just might have to just turn it just slightly so your tip, there we go, that your tip is in between 2 of them. So this is just pink, just normal pink. There is, like I said, different poly burlap pinks. I'm not even sure. I know we have a bunch of red poly burlap coming in. It's en route. Any of the colors of horizontal wide stripe that we're out of stock on that's en route as well. We also have restocks of shimmer glitter ribbon, 1.5 inch and 2.5 inch, and the fine glitter ribbon. So the restocks of those colors that are out of stock are coming in. Okay, so I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see a little bit of the contrast, right? I have to make a few more. So top corner, bottom corner. Now you don't have to clip them if you don't have a clip. It's not a big deal. Just line up your edges. Poly burlap behaves very well. So once you crease it down the bottom, it'll pretty much stay like that. So just keep your hand like right here while you're, see, this is why I like clips. Keeps it together. but you can still scoot along the bottom. One, two, three, 4, 5. And then you just mold it a little bit so it looks nice. Kind of separated, but that's okay. I'm not really a perfectionist, so I'm okay with that. Yes, poly burlap is a type of mesh. It's an all plastic mesh. It can be used outside. However, it's a very delicate mesh, so you have to literally handle it with care. And you have to heat seal any edges. If you're cutting it like in pieces like I just did to make these flowers, you will have to heat seal the edges. And like I said, I do have a couple videos how to heat seal, how to wood burn on our YouTube channel. A little quick little video if you've never wood burned before. And a wood burning tool you can buy at any craft store. They have them on Amazon. They're not expensive. Just wood burning is just kind of a pain in the butt. And if you're doing it indoor, you want to make sure you wear your PPE, your personal protection equipment, because you're burning plastic, so it's kind of stinky. Thank you for sending me over Falls, Tina Falkenham. Alright, this is the last dark pink. There we go. And the holes are aligned. When I designed these, I literally didn't just poke holes in something and say, okay, this is a wreath board. There is actually a rhyme to reason for the hole placement. So it can do, normal wreaths. It can make flower wreaths. It's not meant for just one type of wreath. And that's why you don't always use the same holes. So anybody you're watching will tell you what row. And if you're new, there's actually numbers on each row. So like I just did row 3. So now I'm going on to row 4, and I'm going with just the light pink, 8 light pink again. Now the way I'm going around kind of going counterclockwise is because I want this top, how I described the factory edge on our poly burlap. I want the factory edge showing on each petal and less of the cut edge. So I'm going counterclockwise because my factory edge is on this side. So every time I lay a petal down, the factory edge will be what's seen more than the cut edge. So like I said, there's that factory edge. So when I put it in to my zip tie, it's going over top of the neighboring petal of the cut edge. So the less you handle the poly burlap, the better your flower is going to turn out. So these little tips and tricks, they do come in handy, because then you don't, on my first one, I didn't do that on the first row. So I had to go around and kind of lift them and everything. And you don't want to do that. Once it's in, you want to just leave it alone. Yes, exactly what Tina Kelly said. You have to cut in between the squares of the lines. Just have a look at the video, the latest wood burning video on Unique in the Creek YouTube. And I explain it in detail and zoom right down so you can see exactly what we're talking about. It's not hard. It's not hard at all. I'm thinking I might, for row 5, I may do maybe a Star Trek petal to kind of have the center, because we're going to use these balls in there and have the center kind of encapsulating the balls. We'll see what it looks like. All right, so there's that row done. We're almost done this. All right, we're on row 5 now. Okay, row 5, I've only put 4. We are going to be putting 8 in there. Let me see how many I cut. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So first I'm going to put 4 in. The 4, they're the regular holes. And then I'm going to go back in and I'm going to put a zip tie from here to here and here to here to put another 4 in. Oh yeah, it has gotten long. I usually don't do front facing except in the VIP group. So you guys probably haven't seen my face in a while. Thanks, Susan. It is pretty, isn't it? On that little bit of the different color pink. You can see it. I don't know if you can see it on the TV screen, but you can see it in person. Okay, so there's the 4. I'm going to cut those off. Now, they do sell a nice poly burlap too at Hobby Lobby, but you have to really, really be careful with it. It's really, really touchy. It's soft. It's a little softer than the poly burlap that we sell. It's a little less superior quality as well, but it's nice. You definitely have to wood burn it. Oh, okay, definitely wood burn it. So I'm going around and putting these 4. Again, they're a little bit longer. Like I said, this wood is perfect, especially if somebody's in the hospital fighting the fight. This is a perfect wreath to make them that will really cheer them up. And they can, you know, keep it hung up behind their bed in the hospital or in the, you know, home or wherever they are. Or anybody that's already fought the fight and won. What a wonderful gift. All right, so now I'm going in. It's kind of just sitting on top. Putting that factory edge. So I'm going to go counterclockwise again. And we can be done. However, I think I might want, like I said, I might want to do the center a little bit more special. and do a petal right over top of, on row 5, right over top of the petals we're doing right now, and make a petal that kind of goes up, encapsulates the little balls that we're going to put on. But let's see. Let me finish this. I have one more here. I know I love pink everything. Liz was doing a pink flower. Liz did a nice, beautiful breast cancer awareness flower yesterday. And it's like, oh, I miss making flowers. And I love pink. So I thought, I seen that quarter of a roll of the dark pink, and I had some light pink open. I thought, I'm going to make one. All right, so we are all in, and now you can be done. You can, there's several, I have some tips and tricks on our YouTube channel on different flower centers that you can make. I even did a really cool flower center in the VIP group recently with polyburlap. That would have been very cool to do on here. Okay, so I'm just making sure that my factory edge are all showing and all going the same way. And I'll hold it up so you can see it done. Look how pretty that is. There, you can see that little different color of pink on row 3. Doesn't that make it pretty? Now we got these. I was just going to glue them on because they are yarn, and I think hot glue. Ooh, I don't want to do that. Let's cut those. I think hot glue would do just fine with them because they are just foam. They are just little foam balls, but they have this like glitter on them. So we'll put one in the center. I might not even have to do the other petals. And these are fairly inexpensive. So we got one in the center. I did bring 2 home. Let's see how many balls we're going to need to cover. So it's a breast cancer awareness wreath without screaming it's a breast cancer awareness wreath. Kind of do it like the poinsettia. So that was 5. I have another. I think we have these in orange, like candy corn too, like orange, white, and yellow. There we go. So that's 6 total. That looks really good. Let me see if I can. What do you guys think? Isn't that kind of cool? That swirl that's going around? I like it. I don't even think I need to make any more petals. I'm going to commit. So I'm going to glue. Let's turn so that all the stripes are kind of going the same way. And then the center one is just going to go right on top. Okay. Glue gun on. So normally I would say, okay, make sure you secure these with zip ties and everything. Like I said, these are yarn and foam, very light. So once I put some glue on, I don't think they're going to go anywhere. And I use a really good Gorilla Glue. So I'm going to glue these 5 on first. So I have them in perfect placement where I want them. So I'm just going to kind of lift it up, pump some glue underneath that ball and hold it back down. I'm going to do the same thing. And then once I have them all glued down, and I'm going to glue the 5 together at the side. So this is how you can make a poinsettia flower as well. We have several of those, and I'm sure there's going to be many more tutorials once the Christmas season gets into full swing. But you can just use ornaments. Hello, Felicia. Hi, Deborah. Okay, last one. I'm going to the mesh. And trust me, it's not going anywhere. Okay, so they're glued to the bottom. Now I'm going to put move a little bit to the side and put a glue in between. So they're glued to the flower and they're also glued to each other. Okay. It's still hanging in your family room? Yeah, I love the sparkly poinsettias. Okay, I think we're good. These bad boys are not going anywhere. And they're glued to each other. And now I'm going to take our last ball. It's going to go, I'm going to kind of nuzzle it right in the center there. Put some glue at the bottom of each of these balls. So when I go to put the center one in, it's going to glue to all of them. Nuzzle it in and hold. This turned out super cute. See, if you had I personally, thank goodness, but I personally don't know anybody that's dealing with breast cancer. If anybody knows anybody near me that is, I would love to donate this to them. I'll even sign the back. Okay, I think we're done. Just gonna cut, there's a few strings, that's just from, you know, fussing with the mesh, with my arm hitting the mesh. You know, the slight breeze from me picking up my drink. That's how temperamental it is, but look how pretty this wreath is. Look at the center. I love it. Isn't that cool? Can you guys see? Oh, you can see a little bit of the sparkle. The little balls have actual sparkle on it. I love it. I love it. So we are going to now, you can, if you're making it for a gift, you can write right on the back. You can write a little note, sign it, date it, and you know, your friend or whoever you gift it to will always remember where it came from, which is pretty fabulous. I'm going to take one more zip tie, and right up top, you'll feel there's two holes and they have they're divoted in. Those are our hanging holes. I just take a zip tie and put it down through the one hole, push it up, back up through the other hole, do it up, and I make a hanger. All right, so we have a nice, neat back. Look at that. Oh, I'm so sorry, Renee. Wow. And there's our flower. Very pretty, right? And it's about 28 inches. So if you use the 8 petals like I did with the different pink, you're only going to need 1 roll of the lighter pink. Okay, because I did use, let's count them. 16 plus 8, 24, plus another 8, 32, plus another 8, 36. But because I used 8 pieces of that other mesh, that gives you 36 pieces of 10 by 10. Your 10-inch roll is 10 yards. So make sure if you buy it from Hobby Lobby, though, it's not 10 yards. Just do the calculations. Hobby Lobby's is a little shorter. but if you use those 8 pieces, you only need 8. So you'll have only one roll of the light pink, and then you'll have still 3/4 of a roll of the other color that you use, that you can use for other projects, or switch it around. If you have 3/4 of a roll of the dark pink and only 1/4 of the roll of the light pink, you can do another wreath and switch them around, where you do those 8 pieces, do them in the light pink. And then the other 32 pieces, is that 32, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 5, 6, 7, 2, 8, 2, 9, 30, 31, 32, and then another 8. Oh, 40. We're using 40 pieces. Sorry. I knew the calculations sounded wrong. So you'll need 32 of the light pink and 8 of the darker pink. If you want to do it all one color, you'll need 1 1/4 rolls. Okay? There we go. I love it too. I love the look at that balls on this in the center. It's kind of kooky and crazy looking, but I absolutely love it because I'm kooky and crazy. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that. What? I did it in 45 minutes. Yes, you can start on row 1. If you start on row 1, yes, you can start on row 1. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyways, thanks for joining me. Thanks for popping in and saying hi. Oh, thanks, Liz. And make sure you check out our YouTube channel. There is a ton of videos over there. And tomorrow is the kickoff of our wreath kit bonanza. There is going to be a wreath kit for almost every day in October. This is insane. But Team Unique is helping me out. So they will be designing wreath kits through the month of October. Each wreath kit will be listed. I listed it today. So you can see for Wednesday, they'll go on sale on Wednesday. You'll be able to see what Wednesday's kits are to prepare. I'll do the same for every week. I'll post the kits for that week, that Wednesday, so you have a couple days ahead of time before they're released to see if you want to snag one. Because if you want to snag one, they go fast. Everybody knows the wreath kits go fast, okay? Thanks, everybody, and have yourself a wonderful rest of your night.